Welcome to the training today. My name is Trevor, and today we are talking about Reddit.com. Now, I just ran a poll for those of you who are live here with me, and there's about 30 of you here. And it was interesting, the results. I ran this poll, and none of you said you use it on a regular basis. 25% of you said you've heard of it, and 75% of you have no idea what this even is. So I'm going to cater this mostly to you guys who haven't really heard of or used Reddit before. And I'll cover the basics and help you understand what it is and how it works, and here at the end, why it matters to us from an internet marketing perspective. Okay? We all clear on that? Okay, so let me show you what it looks like. This is Reddit, okay? This is Reddit.com. Now, those of you guys who have heard about it or heard of it, what have you heard? About a quarter of you said you'd heard of it. So what's Reddit? What have you heard about it? Of course, it's a website. It's Reddit.com, R-E-D-D-I-T. But what is it exactly? How would you explain Reddit to someone who's never heard about it? There you go. Now you guys should be able to see it. Sorry, screen didn't change there for a sec. It's a social type site, Cindy. Yeah, it's definitely a social kind of site. It's you know how I would describe it? It's like a newspaper without any newspaper editors, which on the surface is kind of a scary thought, right? What kind of a newspaper would it be if it didn't have editors? But that's exactly what it is. It's a newspaper type site with no editors at all. And it's a little different from just sitting there at your dining room table reading the newspaper, because it's an interactive kind of site. It can be very personalized to what you're interested in, and you get to participate in adding and creating content that would go on Reddit to share with everybody else. So it's social in that regard, and I'll explain a little bit more about how that works here in just a second. So let me kind of draw you an outline of how it works. Let's find a whiteboard app here so I can draw you a picture of kind of how it works. So this is, we'll say this is you, right? Or anybody for that matter. And you'll have to excuse my writing. I'm using a mouse. This isn't actually very easy to do. But this is you. And the way Reddit works is you or people in general submit several different things to Reddit. And we'll say this right here, this is going to be Reddit. Okay, this is the Reddit website. REDDIT.com. Okay, so this person represents really anybody. So you can actually submit all sorts of different kinds of things. So this person submits videos. I'll just say vids. You can submit articles, and that would include blogs, maybe your own blog, right? I'll maybe put that in parentheses. We'll say blogs. Hopefully you can read my mouse writing here. Right, you can submit links or images. We'll say images. Really, any kind of internet content gets submitted here, not by an editor, but by anybody. Okay. And then here's what happens. All of this information, and as you can imagine, millions upon millions of bits of information, articles, videos, stuff basically gets sent to this one location in Reddit. And then what happens is, well, this will represent the masses. I'll draw lots of little people here. This is all of you guys who consume articles and information on the internet. This is everybody, right? This is the world, essentially. Those who use Reddit, they basically vote things up or down. Okay. So they basically, when they consume a piece of content, whether it's they're looking at a picture that was submitted or they watch a video that was submitted, you get to do a couple of different things. You get to say, first of all, whether you like it or not, so you vote it up or you vote it down. It's kind of like Facebook, how you can like something or not. Only in this case, you can like it by voting it up, or you can dislike it by voting it down. Whereas on Facebook, you can't really dislike something. You just either like it or not. So it is interesting, because if a piece of content gets submitted to Reddit that makes it that's not very good, people vote it down, and then nobody sees it. It kind of gets voted to the bottom of Reddit, and it basically, it's there, but nobody sees it, right? If stuff is really cool and interesting and people like it, they vote it up, and that content gets towards the top of Reddit and gets read by a lot of people. So what makes this truly unique is, when you read a typical newspaper, right, you don't get a chance as a user or a reader of the newspaper to decide whether you like articles or not. You just read it, right? The editors decide what goes on the newspaper. On Reddit, you decide what you like, and the masses in general decide what they like. So what makes this cool is that Reddit content is all really amazing, interesting stuff. So when you go to reddit.com like this, anything that's showing up here on the main page of Reddit, or it's broken down into categories too, and I'll show you how that works. All of that stuff is going to be really fascinating, interesting, usable content that people like. Okay? So I don't know, this is another way to look at it. Think about Google for a second. What do we use Google for? We use Google for, it's where you go if you want to find something and you want to search for something, right? Google's your engine for searching. Reddit is kind of the engine where you go to see all the cool stuff that's already been found. So Google, you're looking for stuff, but Reddit, you go there to consume cool stuff that people have already searched for and found and put here, if that makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, Cheryl says, do things on Reddit become public property? Basically, I mean, you can share anything on Reddit. It doesn't have to be yours. I could have found an article on the Wall Street Journal that I liked, and I can submit it to Reddit. Or I could submit my own picture to Reddit or my own video to Reddit, right? I can submit whatever I want. But if it's crap content and it's not any good, people will vote it down. They don't like it. They'll get rid of it, right? If it's cool content, people vote it up. And you can see here on my screen, I know this is kind of small. You probably can't see this very well, but you'll see all these votes, right? The number one item in Reddit right now is this, whatever this article is, but it's been voted up 6,068 times. This one right here, number 2, has been voted up 7,246 times, so on and so forth. So I know it's not a perfect system. It's not whoever has the most votes ends up on the very top, but the votes do make a difference for sure. Now, Reddit, just in general, if you go to like the Reddit homepage, they just show kind of a conglomerate of all sorts of different topics that people like. But there's something out there called a subreddit, which is basically like a subcategory within Reddit. Okay? So, for example, I can go right here to where it says My Subreddits up here at the top left. And if I click on that, I know it's super small on your screen. Wonder if I zoom in just a little bit, you guys can see that better. See that at the top left? It says My Subreddits. And then it has all sorts of different stuff. Okay, a lot of it is just stuff in general. When you first sign up, you get a bunch of subreddits that come up. Like this one, AWW. If I click on this subreddit right here, is basically the section where anything that's adorably cute on the internet, people submit here, okay? Which is usually dominated by pictures of people's dogs or cats or animals that are doing cute things. They submit videos here and pictures and whatever. So AWW, right? That's a section here for just stuff that's generally really adorably cute. Okay, that's a subreddit. So I could come in here and I could click on any one of these things. This is called whatever. Oh, we can click on any of them, right? Someday I'll be a dragon. This one right here. And this, it's just a picture, right? That's it. It's just a picture, and you have like some sort of a lizard creature here. Somebody must have cut out what looks like wings, I guess. And anyway, you get the gist of it, right? Well, somebody submitted this, and a lot of people thought this was sort of cool, and they voted it up, right? And you can see that right here. You see 4,761 upvotes on this. So this piece of content will rank high and be found on Reddit because people keep voting it up. They think it's cool. And then you'll notice on it you can actually comment too, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure I don't miss anything here. Oh, I guess this is another good example I saw as I was looking around today. They compare like a piece of content every time you write a piece of content. They compare it to a balloon. Okay, so here's we'll say here's a balloon. Okay, and every time something gets submitted, it's compared to a balloon, and every time somebody sees this balloon and upvotes it, it's like you're injecting a little bit of helium into the balloon, and the balloon continues to rise in the sky, right? Just like a piece of content will continue to rise on Reddit. If you downvote it, it's like you pull out a little bit of that helium and you suck it away, and the balloon starts to drop and drop and drop. And if too many vote downs happen, of course the balloon basically ends up on the ground. And anyway, that's that, right? So it's the same. It's very much the same content or concept. People have the power to basically control what content is showing up on Reddit, which is kind of a unique idea, right? Now, you guys are going to get onto Reddit, and you're going to create an account, and you're going to get on here, and the next week you're going to say, Trevor, Reddit is super weird, right? Like I got onto Reddit last week, and I was messing around looking at stuff that people thought was interesting, that was getting lots of upvotes, and there was some weird crap there. And you know what? I know, right? I've been on Reddit. I use it a fair bit. I know there's some weird crap out there on Reddit. You want to know why there's weird crap on Reddit? It's not because Reddit is a weird site. It's because people are weird, okay? Because people are the ones that are basically submitting the stuff, and then people are the ones that are voting the stuff up. So don't judge Reddit, judge people. I guess this is sort of an indictment on the fact that people are a little weird, but collectively people are good, and that's why you're going to find a lot of good, interesting stuff here on Reddit too. Now, you can stay away from the weird stuff just by going and subscribing to subreddits that you like. So for example, there's a subreddit that I read, and I'll show you what that is. There is a, where is it? There's a beekeeping subreddit. Okay. Scroll in on this a little bit. You can see the little Reddit logo that looks like a bee. I mean, there's thousands of subreddits. These are subcategories, right? And this is what it would look like. It's just a list of recently submitted content. So, for example, here's one. It says, do bees produce wax on demand or continually? Somebody asked a question. Okay, so if we click on that, it just takes us to someone who asked a question. So it doesn't always have to be like a link to another website or a link to a picture or a video. You can actually just say something on Reddit, and that's what this person did. They just asked a question, do bees produce wax on demand or continually? And you'll notice it has 4 upvotes on it. So at least 4 people. It says 3 here, but it said 4 when I clicked on it. At least 4 people. Oh, now it says 3. It must have gotten voted down or something. Anyway, 3 votes on it. 3 people liked it and they voted it up. At least. I guess that's the aggregate of upvotes versus downvotes. But underneath that, other Reddit users can come in here and actually comment. And so you'll see different usernames here of people that are commenting and answering the questions, or just participating on Reddit trying to answer this question. Okay. Is there a cost to sign up? Linda asks. No, using Reddit is free. Yeah, it's free. Anybody can go in here and sign up for an account, and I'm going to invite all of you guys to do it. Months ago, we did some training on Twitter. Some of you guys were here for that. Some of you weren't, and I know a lot of you guys when I started training on Twitter were like, hey, I don't ever use Twitter. I'm not really interested in it. How do and the big question was, well, how do I use Twitter to my advantage as an internet marketer? And a lot of you guys had no idea. You couldn't understand how it could be valuable. Well, in our training series, we taught you how to use Twitter. And we taught you specifically to go out there, make an account for yourself, and use it, and see for yourself what it's like to be on Twitter and to use it. And in that experience, you'll start to learn the system well enough to know when we teach you how to use marketing or how to use it for marketing, you'd be able to do it. It's the same thing here. So at the end of this, after we have this little discussion about Reddit today, I'm going to invite all of you guys to go out and create an account on Reddit and to use it, and to be a typical Reddit user. Don't use it with an eye of, I want to try to market stuff. I want to try to peddle my product to the masses. That's not what we're doing here. I want you guys simply to learn the platform and to use it like a normal Reddit user would. And then once you understand how to use it, then we can consider how we might use it for marketing purposes. Okay? Because ultimately that's why I'm bringing it up. Because there's an opportunity to create content, submit it here, and get a ton of traffic to your site. Okay? So I do want all of you guys to sign up. If that wasn't clear, make sure you take some time to do it. So this is a subreddit. I could come in here and I could comment on this. This is really cool anyway. One reason why Reddit just in general might be good for you to use, if you can find your niche category or your niche subreddit. That could be in gardening. In this case, it was beekeeping for me. It could be in finance. It could be in Maria for you. I thought I saw you here a minute ago. There's actually an options trading. Let's see, Maria, are you here? I thought I saw you. Yeah, you're here. I'll show you, Maria. Maria has a site an affiliate site that does some investing advice. And so what you can do if you're looking for where your niche is, just do a search here and type in like options or whatever, investing or options. So you can see right here this /r/, that's a subreddit for options. If I click on that, this is a forum for all people who are interested in trading options. So this is actually real valuable because if your site is about investing in options and trading on the margin and everything that's associated with that, you can come in here and see what people are talking about, people are asking about. Really, it's a glorified forum. And a lot of these are just questions, right? So this person right here writes question on options end of day. If I click on that, this Reddit user asked a question, and then there's people below that are answering it. Now, what's kind of cool too is you can actually upvote comments and downvote comments. So if I like something that was said here and I thought it was a good comment, I can actually upvote it here on the left. I'll zoom in so you can see that just a little bit better. See, there's the upvote and downvote option. And so when you get a string of comments, and you'll see a lot of very popular pieces that are submitted to Reddit have a ton of comments on it, you can vote them up or down, and the best comments start showing up at the top. Therefore, you're consuming, as a reader, you're consuming the very best material. So this would be a good place for you, Maria. It would help you probably learn what people in your industry are asking, and it would help direct you on what kind of content you can create. And that goes for all of you guys. If you can find your subreddit, for what you're interested in, not just from a personal level, but specifically from a business level. Find your subreddit, subscribe to it, which you can do. So if we come back out of here, when you get to your main subreddit page, you can just click this little green subscribe. Okay. And once I click subscribe, I can come up here to the top left, and under my subreddit, I'll find the options. The options section will be listed here after I subscribe. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go back to the home page real quick. Is this making sense? You guys see kind of how this works real quick? Yeah, Christina just said, "Hey, I need to go to your site, Maria," because she just made some investment changes. There you go. Absolutely. No, it's kind of anonymous, Vicky. So others can't necessarily see who's up or down voting. You'll just see the number of up or down votes. Yeah, I really think this is so cool. I mean, back to the analogy earlier, we use Google to go find stuff, right? We always talk about Google because Google's our engine for finding. But Reddit is our engine for stuff that's already been found that's really, really good stuff. So if you search Reddit for answers to questions and for content and information, you're going to find stuff here, but stuff that other people have deemed very, very valuable and interesting and helpful. Because if you do it through Google, right, Google just provides search results and you're not sure what's good or not. Reddit would provide search results that are actually proven to be good because people are voting it up or down. Cheryl, you ask, are there ads on Reddit? Yeah, on occasion you'll see things advertised for sure. You can like this one at the top right here. This is a sponsored Reddit link right here at the top. So yeah, there's some advertising here. I mean, of course, Reddit's got to make money too, so they have some ads. But let me tell you what's not appropriate real quick. What's not appropriate is for you to use Reddit as a place to shamelessly promote your own crap, right? That's the wrong way to use Reddit. In fact, it violates their terms. See, I can't use Reddit and post an affiliate link here and say, "Hey, check out this really, really cool gardening ebook. It's awesome. It'll change your life. Click on it to learn more." If I do that, Reddit users will vote it down like crazy because they're not stupid. They know when they're being advertised to. You don't come to Reddit to be advertised to, so they're going to vote that down to where it's nothing. It never shows up. And if that doesn't happen, your listing will probably get taken off by a moderator because it's against their terms. You can't just get on there and shamelessly promote stuff. It just doesn't work that way. So no, don't use it that way. I think what I'd like to see most of you guys do is just use it as a normal person. Get on here. You can use it as a news source. You can use it as a great place to waste some time. There's some really entertaining, funny, kind of interesting Reddits and subreddits. You can use it to. I could use it with my little 4-year-old and my 1-year-old, and show them that little subreddit with all the cute dogs and cats and videos and whatever, right? You can subscribe. I'm subscribed to the NBA. I'm a big basketball fan, so I'll watch a lot of basketball. I'm subscribed to the NBA Reddit, so I can, if I'm interested in something, maybe I type in, National Basketball Association or NBA, and I can find their Reddit right here. And if I want to see kind of all the new stuff that people think is really cool and interesting about the NBA, I can check it out here. And I can participate too. So don't just be a bystander. Come in here and leave comments and participate and vote things up and down. Get a feel for how to use it. The discussion part, I think, is what kind of makes this fun. Because I can come in here and I can click on comments like we were looking at earlier. And this one's a very popular one, 277 comments on the topic, every current NBA player with the last name Hill plays for the Indiana Pacers. And then I guess that's kind of a joke, right? And you can read that there, and you'll see all kinds of comments below, and you can participate here. So in that respect, it's very social. It's very much like a forum. So anyway, hopefully that kind of makes sense. Okay, so questions about Reddit real quick. Jackie's a Spurs fan. Must be nice to be a Spurs fan. Must be really nice. I can only imagine. Kirk, you're a Nets fan. That might, yeah. Well, I feel bad for you. I'm a Utah Jazz fan, and there's not a lot to be happy about here. Okay, so can I commit all of you guys to try this out? I know there's a million different things you can do online with your time, and you're probably still thinking, well, how is this going to benefit me? I promise you it will. We'll get to teaching you guys how to use Reddit from a marketing standpoint. I'm sure you're already thinking, well, I think I get it, right? If I have a really cool video, or if I have a really well-written blog post that's shareable and people would find valuable in a niche in Reddit, maybe I submit it there and a bunch of people see it and come to my site, right? I mean, to give you an idea, if you submitted something that got really popular on Reddit and got upvoted enough to where it hit the front page of Reddit, which is crazy. I mean, I don't think any of you will actually ever do that. I suppose it's a possibility if you submitted something cool enough. After all, if you ever look at the front page of Reddit, there's some weird sort of interesting stuff that shows up high. But that would send upwards 20 or 200,000 visitors to your site within the time it's on the front page of Reddit. That's a statistic that's out there. You could get a couple 100,000 people in a day, if you can imagine that. Now, would they all be buyers? Probably not. Reddit users aren't they're not shoppers necessarily. They're people reading the newspaper, right? They're not necessarily shopping, but what's cool is if you submitted a really great piece of content, people share it, talk about it, not only would it go crazy on Reddit, but it would get shared on Facebook, and it would spiral throughout the social media sphere, and you'd get a ton of interest. And you'd get links pointing back to your site, and you would definitely get customers and sales, but it would help you rank higher in Google. It's just there's a lot of good that could come if something goes viral in social media. So I guess that's the marketing takeaway, is eventually we'd like to see you maybe submit some of your own stuff that is shareable. I'm not talking submit a product page, but I'm talking submitting a piece of content, a blog post that's really controversial or interesting, or has something really funny on it, or something worth sharing. Because remember, Reddit users, they don't like garbage content, right? They come here for good content. They're going to vote your content down if it's not any good. So anyway, we'll talk more about how we can utilize it from a marketing standpoint, but as of now, let's just get on there and have some fun with it. Put down your work gloves for once, right? You sit down at the internet. I know you guys are sitting down trying to figure out how to make money, and you're posting products and creating content and working on SEO, and put that away for a minute and use Reddit and just have some fun with it. We'll figure out how to use it for marketing a little bit later on. Okay? Let me just see if we've got any last minute questions, and then we'll finish up. If you were to post something graphic, can it be taken from Reddit and used elsewhere? Yes, it could. But it still belongs to you, right? Like people, if I posted something that belonged to me, if it was my own picture, and I posted it to Reddit, it still always belongs to me, but people could share it with other people. I would always have the credit for it, though. Does the front page contain submissions from all the subreddits or only for general submissions? No, for all of them. So if you break into the front page of, first of all, my front page consists of all of my subreddits that I find interesting. So if you go in and subscribe to just a few subreddits and you're only going to see stuff from your own. It's kind of like customizing your own front page of a newspaper, which is stuff that you like, which is kind of cool. So, but if you subscribe to all their general ones, then it's going to look a little more general, and so it just depends on what you've subscribed to. Oh yeah, Cheryl asks, is there an area with art? Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's an area for anything, from all the general things that you can possibly think of to the weird stuff. Look, there's even a category here called creepy. Okay, I don't know if I'd spend a lot of time here, right? People posting creepy stuff, right? Or jokes. There's a joke section. Not surprised that a Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump joke are at the top of that, right? There's a history section, fitness, blogs, books, whatever, right? There's my options one, news, music, whatever. From very general to very specific, right? There's almost anything you can imagine. Let's see. Yeah, just use yourselves. We're not pretending to be a business here. So Michelle, you basically asked, when I sign up, should I just sign up as myself? Yeah, you should. This is for fun right now. Sign up as a normal user first, and then we'll think about how we can use it for business later. It's a younger group, Jackie. People who use Reddit, probably the demographic is, I don't know what the average age would be. 30 maybe. Yeah, probably maybe 30. I mean, I guess we could look that up. I'm not sure exactly, but younger. But even if you're selling to if you've got an older demographic of customers on your site, you still use it, because again, this isn't really for finding direct customers as much as it is for just helping your content. Anyway, we won't talk marketing about it, but you get the point. It's definitely a younger demographic. I can tell you that for sure. Good. All right, so let's have some fun with it. We'll probably follow up next week and talk more about Reddit from a marketing standpoint, but it's not going to make as much sense unless you know how to use it. So get on there. We'll maybe give you a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll see. But I want all of you guys on there using it, playing with it, having fun with it. We'll talk more about the specifics of using it and some of the other stuff you can do with it next week. But this is a nice change of pace to our normal technical marketing type stuff we've been doing. This will be fun. And it's something, as an internet marketer, if you don't know what Reddit is or haven't heard of it, you need to. So it's time. Okay? All right, cool. Well, you guys have fun with it. We will be in touch on our next webinar. We'll see you Thursday. Have fun. We'll see you soon.